I hope you all are doing well today. Sorry for the late upload. I just have really slow internet, so uploading a video kind of takes a little bit of time. But this is going to be a video about the drill. We're going to be talking about one engine and operative and operations and what we're supposed to do when we have an engine failure during flight. So first, why do we need a drill? So when an engine fails, the airplane's climb performance is dependent on whether or not the aircraft has enough power to overcome the amount of drag that it's producing. The drill gives the pilot the best chance of reducing enough drag in a safe and efficient manner in order to be able to either climb or maintain altitude, whichever one is desired. If the drill is neglected, a climb will likely be impossible under even the most favorable circumstances. So, when we talk about single engine climb performance, there's four things that we need to consider in order to make sure that our aircraft is in the best configuration in order to be able to climb. That is the airspeed. Either too fast or too slow is going to degrade that climb performance. Drag, things like gear, landing gear, flaps, cow flaps, flight control deflections, whether the propeller's windmilling or feathered, and if you're in a side slip, all affect that climb performance significantly. Power, this is something that your airplane is going to be limited on, whether it be a super high power machine or something that's not as capable as some of the other airplanes. Either way, your power is limited by the amount of output that your engine can produce. And in order to climb or even maintain level flight, you're going to need a significant amount of power to overcome that drag. And then, of course, weight. So your passengers, how much fuel's on board, your avionics equipment, how much luggage you're carrying, all kinds of different things affect the weight of the airplane. And that is all going to affect climb performance. So let's talk about performing the drill. The first thing that we need to do is clean up those drag items, make that airplane as slipstream as possible. So the very first thing we're going to do, no matter what happens, is fly the airplane. We're going to pitch for VYSE if able, and we're going to try to get either the best climb or the slowest descent rate possible out of our airplane. Our throttle levers are going to be full. That's both throttles. As soon as an engine goes dead, you don't have time to diagnose. Get the power into both throttles. Gear comes up and flaps come up. This ensures we have the least amount of drag possible, again, so our limited power, however much power we can produce, is hopefully able to either maintain level flight or climb if necessary. And then performing the drill, again, continued, is the engine restart. So engine fails, it could be something simple, so we need to hurry up and flow through to make sure we can see if we can get that engine started again. So we're going to turn our fuel pumps on. We're going to make sure our fuel selectors are on. We're going to make sure, if needed, our circuit breakers are all in. And then we're going to turn on the engine masters and try to engage the ignition. If all of that fails, then we move on to the next step, which is securing that engine, feathering that propeller, getting that slipstream as best we can so we can maintain VYSE and hopefully get a climb or level flight. So we're going to identify the engine with the memory aid, dead foot, dead engine. So as soon as that engine dies, you're going to have that asymmetrical thrust that's going to be pulling that live engine through, and you're going to have to counteract that thrust by pressing on that rudder. So in the instance the left engine dies, the critical engine, you need to push on that right rudder, and it's going to be a significant amount of rudder to keep that airplane flying in a somewhat straight path. So that dead engine, once we identify, then we need to verify. So pull that throttle back on that dead engine, nice and slowly, just nice and smoothly rather, not super slow, but nice and smoothly, just to make sure you have no change in pitch or airspeed, and that way you can verify that that is in fact the dead engine, because you don't want to pull the power back on the wrong engine or pull the propeller control back on the wrong engine and it's not dead, because then you're going to kill two engines. So that's very important that you verify that engine. And then you're going to feather. So whatever it takes in your airplane to feather that engine, on some airplanes you're going to pull that feather or that propeller control all the way back to the rear, and in other airplanes just turning the master off. I know the Diamond DA42 has a FADEC, so literally all you do is flip the master off and it will secure that engine for you. And lastly, you're going to continue to fly the airplane. You're going to declare your emergency. You're going to request the nearest applicable airport if you're on any kind of instrument flight plan. And you're going to brief and execute a single engine instrument approach. It's that simple. In a lot of light twin airplanes, you can fly level up to a certain altitude under a certain weight and certain density altitudes. Some you're going to get a minus 1, 2, 300 feet per minute. It just all depends on your configuration, how you have the aircraft set up. I'm going to post this video, or I'm sorry, this slideshow along with the video, so you can view this video, which is something I actually saw in a Liberty University class. It was a multi-engine class, and I thought it was super helpful for me. It has a lot of good information. Obviously, due to time constraints in this video, I'm not going to post it here, but if you guys would like to, feel free to watch it here. It also has its link in my references. My other reference was the Airplane Flying Handbook, which they just seem to have come out with a 2021 version. It's 83.3 Charlie now, so go ahead and check that out too. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll respond to you guys as soon as possible.